Hello, language learners. Our mission for today is to understand singer Ariana Grande. Now, she speaks fast, so if you don't understand every word, don't worry. We will look at what she says with subtitles and explanations in just a moment. In this clip, Ariana shares why she stopped doing interviews for a short period of time. Let's listen.
I stopped doing interviews for a really long time because I felt like whenever I would get into a position where somebody would try to say something for clickbait or twist my words or blah, 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 I would defend myself. And then people would be like, oh, she's a diva. And I was like, this doesn't make any sense. Because I have an opinion about something that was something that has been completely whatever, or if I have an opinion artistically, or if I am directing something, or if I have something to say regarding a choice that's being made with my career or something, blah, blah, blah. It always was in the past kind of manipulated and turned into this negative thing, whereas I don't see that with men. It's like when men express their opinions or defend themselves or are directing something and making notes on something, they're brilliant and they're geniuses. Of course, that's not always the case. It's not always that way, but it does make it it makes you want to quiet down a little bit, but I'm trying to also say that. You know what I mean? I'm tired of seeing women silenced by it.
Okay, let's listen again and look at the language.
I stopped doing interviews for a really long time because I felt like
this is just filler. It doesn't mean anything. Here, we had 11 words in 2 seconds.
Interviews for a really long time because I felt like
we can measure a person's speaking speed by counting how many words they say per minute. So you can take all the words spoken in an interview, look at the time, and with a little mathematics, have a number. Ariana Grande speaks at 180 words per minute in this interview. The average speed of a native English speaker is about 150 to 160 words per minute. There are moments where she speaks much faster than this. So if you didn't understand every word, it's probably not because of grammar, but it's because of speed.
Interviews for a really long time because I felt like
in this little explosion of language, we had 11 words in 2 seconds. That's a speed of 330 words per minute. Remember, the average is about 160 words per minute. So, in these 2 seconds, she really spoke quickly, double the normal speed.
Interviews for a really long time because I felt like whenever I would get into a position where somebody would try to say something for clickbait or twist my words.
Clickbait is a vocabulary word.
Clickbait.
It's also a reference. Bait is what you put on a hook when you go fishing. A worm is bait for a fish. Cheese is bait for a mouse. Clickbait is a social media or internet word. It is when you put a photo that makes people want to click on an image or a link. So on YouTube, a good example of this is a photo of a girl in a bikini on a video. A lot of guys will click on that video because they want to see the girl. But when they open the video, they just see a guy with no hair speaking to the camera. That was clickbait. Remember, clickbait can also be the title of a story. So people read the title and they click on the link. Ariana Grande is saying she stopped doing interviews for a time because the interviewers would try to get her to say something and then use it as clickbait to get views.
For clickbait or twist my words.
Twist her words. This is an idiom that means to misrepresent what somebody said, to take what they said and change the idea. We also have a reduction of to ta.
Try to
say something.
Try to say something.
Try to
say something for clickbait or twist my words or blah, blah, blah. would defend myself.
Blah, blah, blah just means etc. So on. When we do this, we typically use 3 blahs.
Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah. 3.
Or blah, 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 like I would defend myself.
Another like. The word like can mean so many things in spoken English, but often it is just filler or a connecting word like so.
Like I would defend myself, and then people would be like, oh, she's a diva.
Sometimes like can be used as a way to introduce what somebody said. People would be like means people would say. We can call this a quotative like. It is used a lot by young Americans. An example, he was like, oh, what a cool song. This means he said, oh, what a cool song. The teacher was like, oh, you should watch this video. This means the teacher said, you should watch this video.
And people would be like, oh, she's a diva. And I was like, this doesn't make any sense.
Another like, a quotative like. I was like, means I said or I thought.
And I was like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, because I have an opinion about something that was.
Have to becomes HAFTA.
Because I have to.
HAFTA.
Because I have to.
But it's not important because this piece is a fragment. She started a sentence, but then after a few words, changed her idea and started a new sentence.
I have an opinion about something that was like, something that has been completely whatever,
She's thinking here. Maybe she can't find the exact word she wants to say, but her feeling is clear. She is annoyed that if she simply gives her opinion, there are people who will call her a diva. She explains more now.
Like, or if I have an opinion artistically, or if I am directing something, or if I have something to say regarding a choice that's being made with my career or something, blah, blah, blah.
Again, blah, blah, blah is an informal way of saying etc. or so on.
It always was in the past kind of manipulated and turned into this negative thing.
We have another fragment. She started speaking in the present, but then thought this happened more in the past. So she stops and changes her grammar to the past simple.
It always was in the past kind of manipulated and turned into this negative thing.
To turn into is a phrasal verb that means transformed, changed.
Turned into this negative thing, whereas I don't see that with men.
Whereas is a connecting word that means in contrast, in comparison to, whereas
I don't see that with men. And it's like when men express their opinions or defend themselves or are directing something and making notes on something, they're brilliant and they're geniuses.
Brilliant means very intelligent.
They're brilliant and they're geniuses. And of course, that's not always the case. It's not always that way.
This means it's not always so. She wants to be sure that people don't misunderstand her.
But it does make it it makes you want to quiet down a little bit.
Little fragments, as she is thinking. Want to is reduced to wanna.
Wanna quiet down a little bit.
To quiet down means to be silent. If somebody tells you to quiet down, they could mean don't be so loud, but they could also mean your opinion is not welcome.
I want to quiet down a little bit, but I'm trying to also say f that. You know what I mean?
Okay, she uses an interesting word here. A word that is used a lot in spoken English, but which we cannot say on public TV in the United States. Ariana Grande is not in an office or a church, and she cares more about her message and speaking in an authentic way, a real way, than worrying if somebody is offended by this word. In this case, it means something like, forget that. I'm not going to do that.
But I'm trying to also say that. You know what I mean?
Very typical filler type of language. Spoken quickly, it sounds like one word. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? It can't. I'm tired of seeing women silenced by it.
To be tired of something means you don't want something or don't want to do something because you are bored or annoyed by it.
I'm tired of seeing women silenced by it.
In general here, she is tired of seeing women silenced by this feeling that if they give their opinion, people think that they are divas. What about Ariana Grande's speed? Was she fast for you? If you want more exercise with fast speakers, here are some videos. Today's listening mission is accomplished.